It's good to see some of the friends that we have traveled this long road with. It's been a long 12 years. I became the Special Rapporteur on Freedom of Expression and Access to Information in Africa for the African Commission on Human and People's Rights in 2005, actually. And my mandate was renewed in 2011. So it's 12 years. My mandate is coming to an end on the 1st of November this year. I will be going to Banjul, which is the headquarters of the Commission, for the last time on the 1st. And I will swear in new commissioners, and that will be the end. It's a very emotional end for me, but at the same time, I think I'm ready to hand over the baton to somebody else, because if you overstay, you begin your welcome in a position, you begin to undo all the good work that has been done. So as I come to the end of my mandate, I really have to thank each and every one of you for the support that you have given me over the years. We have achieved a lot. You will recall where we started when we had the API conference in Cape Town, which led to the PI Declaration, and then there was the Model Law on Access to Information. And from 2011, in fact 2012 to now, we have been able to increase the number of countries with ATI laws on the continent from 5 to 22. It was slogging. I used to go from country to country to country to advocate for the for the adoption of these laws. My last visit is Kinshasa on Sunday, just to give them the last push to say you have to adopt the law. Of course, adoption of the law is an easier part, because after adoption, then implementation starts. As it has been said, I then sponsored a resolution on internet, freedom of expression on the internet, which we have not quite implemented because of the many things that we're doing. But I'm glad the resolution is there, which advocates for free internet in African state parties. And I'm glad that civil society in this country have already adopted this perspective on universal free access to online information in South Africa, to push our government actually to ensure that free access to internet becomes a reality in this country. So thank you very much, and congratulations for this. This is a very important document, because as you know, a couple of years ago, in 2002, the Commission adopted the Declaration of Principles on Freedom of Expression in Africa, which is a seminal piece of work on freedom of expression on the continent. But it's a dated document because it was adopted in 2002. So that document has to be amended. Two things have to happen. We have to look at the section in that document that deals with ATI, access to information, and update it. We also have to have in that document a section on internet rights. So I'm putting this challenge to you. We started the work, but we did not finish it. A new special rapporteur is going to be elected by the Commission on the 1st of November. You'll know who the new special rapporteur is going to be. And I implore you to please work with him or her to amend the Declaration of Principles on Freedom of Expression to include ATI and principles on internet and freedom of expression. Today, it's a very important day, International Day for Universal Access to Information. I'm going to another function for the commemoration of that day. But I think in this country we are lucky, because the day comes just a day after that historic decision yesterday on proactive disclosure of party funding, private party funding by political parties. And I think that is a decision to be celebrated. But as we celebrate that, I think we need to look at properly the bill that is before the South African Parliament on that. Those of you who are South Africans which is also dealing with proactive disclosure of party funding, and look at whether the best way is to proceed with that bill or to amend the Act in South Africa, PAIA, to amend it so that it can include proactive disclosure of party funding, private party funding. For our part as the Commission, you would know, the last project that I did was to draft guidelines on access to information and elections in Africa, which is the first in the world. No one has done that, to say what information must be proactively disclosed by who in an electoral process. And the guidelines have a very strong section on proactive disclosure by parties. It goes far beyond just disclosure of private funding, because it deals also with issues of incumbency and what information should be disclosed in relation to the resources of the state that are used during an election purpose. So I'm here to bid you farewell, to say it's been a pleasure to work with some of you, but the struggle continues for openness, democracy, and the right to know. Thank you.